is going to throw your way. And certainly, whether your hearts and minds go out to everyone who is affected by Ida, I think we've all been keeping our eye on the news. It's certainly been a year we've been keeping our eye on the news, whether it's health or whether it's weather. And certainly we know what's going on. And it doesn't matter. We can't predict what is going to go on. And what I say about the ReadyWise company, they are really the leaders when it comes to not only emergency preparedness, but I have to be honest, yummy, easy, tasty, simple food. I mean, do you know all of these meals with a 25-year shelf life are designed by chefs? Designed by chefs. You add a little water, hot or not. And by the way, you are getting breakfast, lunch, dessert. I mean, I kind of buried the lead, and snacks. You're getting drinks. You're getting not only great nutrition, but you're really taking the guesswork and you're really taking the stress out of your life. And whether that's a medical emergency, maybe it's somebody who just, has the wherewithal to do a lot of cooking, whether it's a financial emergency and you're trying to stretch that food dollar, that food budget, or whether it is things that happen in nature and things that happen in life. This is the brand, this is the offer to get. Do you know if you went to the ReadyWise website right now, you are looking at hundreds of dollars. Sells every day, day in and day out, $300, $300. I mean, it's outrageous. Well, I shouldn't say outrageous because they really are the #1 name when it comes to emergency preparedness food. But the big thing for me, it is tasty. It is easy. It is fabulous. And it's funny because we don't show that retail price. Even at HSN at $150, this is it's a big savings. Do you know that's the best smart deal that we've ever done? We do this every Labor Day as part of our Labor Day strategy, if you will, because we're in the heartbeat of hurricane season. But if you're from the Midwest, like Stephanie and I are, from winter storms and those brownouts, those blackouts, those fires, I mean, whatever it might be. She's a weather goddess in addition to a busy mom. And Stephanie, you and I get very passionate about this. There has been this, and we've done a lot of different ReadyWise configurations before. And I've purchased many of them. Love the bucket. You grab the bucket and go. When, Irma moved through a couple of years ago, this saved me. You can stack it, you can pack it, you can take it. I mean, the whole shebang. It's a great gift. By the way, they did also, as part of our 5 flexible weekend on Labor Day, Rick, I can say this, they do get 5 flex pay on the auto ship, right? So we did some adjustments, we did some backstage shenanigans. We have cleared, we checked with all the bean counters. They're going to let us honor 5 flexible payments, even if you do auto ship. Stephanie, it's always a pleasure to have you here. If we only told them Wise Foods, number name, chef design, breakfast, lunch, dinner, snack, dessert, and best price, $300 at the ReadyWise website. I'm gonna defer to you because at the end of the day, we wanna be prepared no matter what life throws our way. But this is a tasty, easy, stress-free way to do that, isn't it?
It certainly is, Shannon. Hey, it is great to see you. And we have talked about this together for years. I love the Wise Company because they are trying to make all of our lives a little bit easier. It doesn't matter whether the emergency is you're tired, your paycheck has run short this week, or Mother Nature is showing her power. We all have to eat. So what ReadyWise has done is that they've put together these meals, and they're not just like food to get by. They are meals that taste awesome. This is one of my favorites, creamy pasta and vegetable. Every one of these meals is in this scientifically engineered pouch that's going to keep it sealed up, fresh from the moisture and the oxygen and all the things that make food go bad for up to 25 years. So as a result, all that we are going to do is add water. And that is something so awesome and easy when it comes to cooking, because by just adding water, you can have a great meal. And by the way, this does not have to be hot water. You can see that my water is here on a burner. What you would do in an emergency is just add room temperature water. Now, obviously, most things in life do taste a little bit better if they're heated up, but this is the creamy pasta and vegetable with big chunks of peppers, with big carrots and peas, and this awesome texture that's room temperature. All I did was add water. This is not going to taste bad no matter what the temperature. It is going to reconstitute no matter what the temperature of the water and turn into a great tasting meal. So Wise has made it so that no matter what your situation is, you are ready with food, hence the name ReadyWise. Because here's the deal, so many different things can happen, and you need to eat regardless. This configuration is putting together 8 different lunch and dinner entrees, 2 different breakfast cereals, the dessert that Shannon is so excited about, as well she should be. It's vanilla pudding. And Shannon, I always joke, if we're going to be in a stressful situation, I need some sugar. So I appreciate the fact that we've got some included here. And then we are also including the ability to make an orange drink and a pitcher of whey milk, because milk's such a comfort factor for so many kids. So if there's one thing that I've learned in the last year and a half is, well, obviously you can't even begin to predict what could go wrong in the world, but no matter what it is, you still have to provide for your family, feed your family. And this just solves a major problem. I don't want to be going to the grocery store when I don't feel well, or if it isn't a great idea. I don't want to go to the grocery store and find out that maybe I need oatmeal or whole grains or rice, and those shelves are empty because we seem to have supply chain problems. These are just things that happen in life that honestly, you and I can't do a darn thing about. But what we can do is take the stress of all those unknowns away by simply having food at home. And Shannon, the other thing I've noticed, I know you know this, I feed 4 teenage boys. My grocery bills are big, and the budget is really important to me, the cost of food. I totally can tell that food costs are up right now. So the thing I really love about this, and this isn't something we've talked a lot about in years past, but as food costs remain a little unstable and seem to be on the upward trend, you're locking in your food costs by doing this. So that if it is a situation where there's a price increase and something that you want to eat and you use for your family and that's hard on your budget, pick this up. You have food. You know what you're paying. You could lock it in even with auto ship and get it even more often, but for less than $1 a serving, Shannon. So I like the value.
It's incredible. I mean, you spend more on that on a soda from the vending machine, and these are chef-created meals, 25-year shelf life. Hey, by the way, do me a favor. I mean, first of all, get this, and especially if you want the auto ship. In fact, I made some phone calls earlier, and I just wanted to confirm we have the final 1,000 in the auto ship. Final 1,000 in the auto ship, and they are honoring the 5 flex pay for Labor Day weekend. So that means for less than a $20 bill, you can secure this. Like Stephanie said, listen, no matter what the cost of eggs or milk or peanut butter or protein, whatever happens with that cost, you secure this. And incidentally, you control the delivery. So you could get it once a year, twice a year. I mean, it's entirely up to you. So you're in complete control. Whole point is we can't raise the price, unlike the grocery store. So get the final 1,000. We'll pay to send it to you. As always, unconditional money back guarantee. Stephanie was saying $1 a meal, apply and buy, that makes it 50 cents. I'm serious. Because if you apply and buy, we'll take basically, it's not quite half off, it makes it almost half off. So that would take $40 off, putting you at $59.95. That makes it what, a little over 50 cents, 60, 70 cents a meal maybe. And then if you go to hsn.com, Stephanie knows I love to do this. I do just as much shopping on hsn.com as I do on the air. But you'll see lots of things. As an example, there are things that we don't have time to show on the air. One that caught my eye is I love the freeze-dried vegetables. Those are one of my cheats because I actually make a lot of soups at home, so that's a wonderful cheat. The freeze-dried fruits, that is a godsend, because I'm telling you right now, raspberries go bad overnight. Get that freeze-dried food. And then take a look. They even have a camping and an outdoor. They've got a 72-hour. They've got oatmeal. I love their eggs. Oh, wow. Speaking of soup, they've got cheesy potato soup. There are lots of great things. Whole point is get it while the getting's good. Now fewer than 1,000 on the auto ship, and remember, I know you saw that little chart, but trust me, there is something to please every palate here. Brown sugar maple cereal, cheesy macaroni, apple cinnamon cereal. There's pasta, there's granola, there's rice, there's orange drink, there's pasta Alfredo. There's pot pie. Pot pie is actually my favorite. Teriyaki rice, which I gotta tell you, the teriyaki rice is really good too. Vanilla pudding, the whey milk. So 80 servings. And once you have this, I guess the best news is that you'll never have to use it, but you feel so much better knowing that this is at the ready. I mean, no matter what life throws your way, certainly our hearts and minds go out to everybody who is affected by Ida and still is. I was reading some of the headlines earlier today, and you know, it's Stephanie, that's just it. It's not so. It's before the storm, during the storm, and after the storm. It's the preparedness, the shelves are clear, you can't get anything. Then it's during the storm, you don't, well, obviously you're not going out. I don't know if we've got some of that footage, and you know, you don't even need to see that, but you understand the visual realization. I mean, it is what it is. And then there's the aftermath, if I can call it that. A lot of the news reports that I was reading, and again, our hearts and minds go out to everybody affected by that. And just emotionally as a nation, if nothing else, then it's dealing with a supply chain and transportation that was already burgeoning at the seams to kind of keep up with the COVID situation, and then worrying about stocking the shelves. So, and then on top of it, because of everything going on with COVID, prices were already going up exponentially. So I guess if there was a time in history, we are still, because we secured this over a year ago, we do this every Labor Day, HSN, as a service to our customer, is honoring the price that we secured before all this happened. I mean, we certainly couldn't predict what was going to happen with the weather, but they are honoring. So I guess my whole point is grocery stores are raising their prices, and shipping and handling is challenging at best, and we've got these now. But if you want the auto ship, I've got fewer than 1,000. They decided, we made some phone calls earlier today, they did decide to honor the 5 flex pay as they're doing on everything for Labor Day weekend, but that's only for the hundreds of you that now select it. And Stephanie, again, because like I say, weather goddess and busy mom, I know you do too, I get very passionate about this, not only because it helps fill bellies, it helps fill mouths, it helps take at least some of the stress out of a stressful situation, whether it's the weather or medical duress or financial duress, or you just want life to be easy. We are turning things on upside down because we're honoring the price that we secured before everything happened with this current situation. So if people are channel surfing, we've got about 20 minutes remaining, Steph. I'm gonna turn things over to you to let's paint some broad strokes. And why do I need this? People don't think about it until it's that after fact. It's that coulda, woulda, shoulda moment. Why didn't I do it?
Right.
Everybody should consider doing this tonight for the best price, lowest cost per serving on a meal that we've ever done, right?
Absolutely, and we apologize for some of our technical issues we're having here. Our camera technician is having some problems. Here's the thing about the bucket. It is grab and go. I love that you mentioned this. So when you bring this into your home, you have 150 servings that you can simply put away in a cool, dry place for when you ever need it. And if you do need to go to a friend's house because a storm is bearing down, evacuate your home, go to a hotel, whatever it is, you're still going to have to eat. I talk a lot about my 4 kids because to me, making sure everybody is fed is a huge stress. I don't want to show up at somebody's home and be like, hi, we're here. Thank you so much for having us. By the way, we eat a lot, right? So you are creating the self-sufficiency for you and your family that is so important. Maybe you don't need to leave your home, but you need to stay in your home and you can't get out and get food. Check, it makes that work as well. So the multiple uses and needs to just be food sufficient have just really grown over, I feel like, the last 18 months. If we realized a lot more of the uncertainty of the world. By the way, this bucket, I love it. It is so durable. It is waterproof. It is bug proof. I may or may not have used it as a chair in my life a couple of times. Not its intended purpose, might I add, but it works for that. So it's great for storage. Here in Florida, where we have hurricanes, I've even said before, I would take the food out and fill this with water from the bathtub if I was worried about water safety. So, I mean, you can do so many different things with it. But the bottom line is that Wise created all of these recipes to be awesome tasting and simple. Shannon mentioned the teriyaki rice. It's absolutely one of my favorites. Maybe it's a weeknight where you can't get to the store. Maybe it's a weeknight where you get to the store and they don't have any rice for whatever reason. Whip this out, add water. If you have some veggies to add a salad, you've got dinner. If you're in an emergency situation, you get this out. you add water, and it does not have to be hot water. This will reconstitute in room temperature water. This will reconstitute in ice cold water and still turn into this same teriyaki rice. Now, I think we all understand I like my dinners warm, right? I don't tend to eat a lot of cold food, although I admit, Shannon, I am very guilty when I'm hungry of not caring whatsoever. So what I love about the ReadyWise product, though, is that it is designed to taste great, have great texture, have great flavor, whether it's hot or room temperature. This doesn't need to be cooked. So it's simple, it's easy, it is shelf stable, ready for you in this pouch for up to 25 years. And when I tell you it's easy, just when we started talking, oh, perfect. I put the water in the creamy pasta and vegetables. So I haven't touched this at all in the last 10 minutes. Look at what I'm pulling out of that pouch. Those are sun-dried tomatoes. Those are carrots. Those are peas. So when we call this pasta and vegetables, it's not a hint of a vegetable flavor. It doesn't mean there's some onion salt in it or things like that. There are big, real chunks of the food that you would expect in this dish. If I made pasta and vegetables from scratch and I put it in a bowl and I put this next to it, you'd never be able to tell the difference. And that's the difference with ReadyWise. It's real recipes, real food. All you do is add water and keep them in a cool, dry place, and they'll be there whenever you need them. So I love it when people put a couple of these aside, because we're asking you to stay prepared, to think ahead, because you never know. But on the other hand, don't hesitate to use them, because they taste great. On a random Tuesday night, on a tired Sunday afternoon, that is a great meal that you can feel good about serving your family. You know what it costs. You know it's less than $1 a serving. And it serves the purpose of making sure you are always okay, Shannon. And
so
that is
true.
what this weekend is about,
Well,
making sure everybody, all of our viewers, are okay.
it's one less thing to worry about. It's one less thing to stress about. And please don't let this be a coulda, woulda, shoulda moment. And remember, we do this thoughtfully. We do this every year during Labor Day, not only because of hurricane season. We certainly couldn't predict what Ida and Mother Nature was going to be up to. I mean, it's been a tough year on all of us, financially or otherwise. And food costs are going up. Mother Hubbard's cupboard is bare. I mean, I make grocery shopping my cardio. I do love to grocery shop because I love to cook. I'm always in the kitchen, as many of you may or may not know. But I routinely am driving to multiple grocery stores to try to, fulfill what's on my grocery list. And even if you do some of those food delivery services, they're out too. So the times, they are changing. And this is one less thing you have to worry about, whether it's financial or otherwise. Remember, they are chef-created and chef-inspired meals. We are doing free shipping. This is the lowest cost per meal we have ever done. Frankly, it's the most expansive breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snacks. 25-year shelf life. It's the take and bake and make. It's that stackable bucket. More importantly, though, we are honoring this price now. We have immediate delivery. And if you want the auto ship, I did make some phone calls earlier, and we did confirm they are honoring that 5 flex pay. We're doing 5 flex pay on everything for Labor Day weekend, also on the auto ship. And it's one of the things that my producer just asked me, and sometimes it's the most obvious things that we forget to mention. You can, even though with that 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee, you can gift this to someone. So you can pay it forward. And maybe you are giving. Maybe you're giving to some of the National Hurricane Relief. You could donate this. You could send it across the miles. Take this to your food shelter. Do this for your Meals on Wheels. Send it to a mom. Send it to a friend. Send it to maybe someone who is in need, or someone that you just want to say, I really love and care about you, and I want to make sure that you're prepared, because it will make me feel prepared and it'll make me feel good. When I keep saying it's one less thing that you have to worry about, Stephanie knows I always like to say this thoughtfully, because I am kind of a food snob and I love to cook, but the food really is tasty. I'm not kidding. That teriyaki rice will really, even the pickiest palate you will love. The pot pie I love. The drinks, the puddings, I mean, whatever it might be, remember, whether it's the whey drinks, whether it's the soups, whether it's the snacks, whether it's the desserts, the flavor profile, the taste. The thing is, Stephanie, especially as a mom of a rambunctious family. I mean, it's so funny because we've known each other for a while. Those boys have gone through multiple ages, you know, you name it, everything going on. One thing doesn't change. We need good food, we need nutritious food, we need tasty food, and there's not a mom or dad or grandmom or granddad watching this show who doesn't need to stay within a budget, no matter what that budget might be. So this is really
Absolutely.
checking all the boxes, isn't it?
It is. I mean, we used to talk a lot more about it, checking the great tasting box, checking the easy box, checking the shelf stable for 25 years box. And I've grown along with you. As you know, Shannon, I'm a budget girl now. I got to worry about this. I got a lot of family to feed. So I do need this great tasting, accessible food to be budget friendly. I'm whipping up a little vanilla pudding because I know it'll tease you since I'm sadly not next to you in the studio. But quite honestly, my kids have requested this, if that tells you anything. My picky teenagers literally have walked around the kitchen to be like, ooh, let's make another one of that one, because they know they're not allowed to touch the food you see now, because they like this food. This is real food. All I'm doing is adding water as whisking this together, and it tastes like your grandma separated the eggs, pulled out the egg yolks, carefully cooked them over the stove, and made homemade vanilla pudding. The ReadyWise chefs have figured out how to take all of these different flavors and make them taste amazing, even if all you are doing is adding water. It is the combination. Go ahead, Shannon.
Stephanie, just a couple of quick updates. If you want the auto ship, you do. I'm just going to recommend. I know Stephanie's going to be here all weekend, and certainly I don't want to rush you, but you know, Labor Day we like to take a load off. We like to enjoy those last free moments before the kids go back to school. They've been back in school here in Florida for over a month, but my niece and nephew go back to school on Tuesday. If you want this water bottle, now Stephanie, there's a very special story behind this. My producer Rick told me that we have sellout quantity. There are 400 only. I'm going to turn it around so they can kind of see the